This murder trial stood out in many ways. Nobody has been found, no weapon, no evidence, no crime scene, no DNA, no cause or time of death, and no jury. Still, a conviction was secured. The judge firmly believed beyond reasonable doubt that the suspect was guilty. But hear it yourself and decide for yourself. Sally Crill wasn't thrilled when her husband, Michael Lee Syperda, suggested bringing the babysitter along when they moved in 1995. "She's good with the kids. She could be like a nanny or something," he said. The babysitter, Elizabeth Nicole Forshee, 17, was keen on leaving California and relocating to Iowa with the Syperdas. Having finished high school and being fond of the Syperda kids, Liz envisioned having children of her own one day. She had known Michael since she was 13. The Syperda family lived across the road from the Forshee family in Truckee, California, near Reno and the Nevada border. However, Liz's mother wasn't on board with the idea. "She was such a sweet, vulnerable young girl, and then she lost her father at the age of 15, said her brother. "It made her even more vulnerable and impressionable." But how do you prevent a 17-year-old from pursuing what they're set on? As expected, Sally, a 30-year-old nurse, divorced Michael Syperda a couple of years later, leaving her ex-husband with Liz in their Mount Pleasant apartment in Henry County, right in the heart of rural Iowa. Syperda and Liz, suddenly right after, got married in 1999. Shortly after tying the knot, Liz discovered something new about herself. She found herself drawn to another person, a woman named Jody. Now, Jody was all about pink, had a passion for roller derby and mixed martial arts, and hailed from the neighboring town of Peoria. Liz couldn't resist Jody's vibe and energetic personality. When Syperda knew about it, things took a dark turn. After discovering that the two had been intimate on his bed, he assaulted them both. Choosing to distance herself, Liz decided to step away. However, when she arrived at Jody's front door, the situation took an unexpected turn. "I was actually in the middle of ending things," Jody explained. She opened up about feeling uneasy dealing with a guy like Michael. Despite this, she agreed to let Liz crash on her couch for the night. Elizabeth always came across as someone wandering, searching for something elusive. Despite taking on roles like babysitter, girlfriend and wife, and then back to girlfriend, she must have felt utterly crushed and lonely that night, sleeping on a sofa, far from happiness, safety, love, and a place to truly call home. On July 17, 2000, Liz vanished from Jody's apartment. Syperda skipped work that same day. The following morning, he explained his absence to a co-worker, Jared Crabill. Michael claimed he and Liz were together the night before, but she took off around 5 a.m., Jared recounted. He mentioned he had been up all night and wasn't feeling well. "I could tell he had been hitting the bottle." Jody was the one who initially reported Liz missing the day after she vanished. However, she was informed that she must wait before filing a missing person report. Determined, she returned 2 days later and filed the report. When the officers followed up, Syperda had managed to regain his composure. He claimed that Liz had walked out on him and he had no idea about her whereabouts. With no body, no weapon, no evidence, and no crime scene, Liz's disappearance case quickly went cold, until it resurfaced during a review by the Mount Pleasant Police Department and the Iowa Department of Public Safety's Division of Criminal Investigation in March 2017. Within months, a grand jury indicted Michael Syperda for murder, and he was arrested in November 2017. At this point, Syperda had relocated to Rifle, Colorado, a small town west of Denver. He likely thought it was all ancient history by then. After all, it's been 17 years. Officers intended to talk about a V-shaped diamond and emerald ring and a necklace discovered in Syperda's possession. These items had belonged to Liz, and those who knew her insisted she would never leave them behind. Syperda found himself unable to explain how he came to possess them. The ring was a gift from Elizabeth's mother, Donna Forshee, stated Assistant Attorney General Scott Brown. She treasured that ring, never took it off, and always kept it in her possession. Syperda faced a Henry County District Court trial in May 2018, presided over by Judge Mark Cruz, spanning a week. He chose to forego a jury, opting for a judgment by the court. "There's no evidence linking Michael Syperda to his wife's death," asserted public defender Kim Auger in her opening statements. The state won't be able to provide evidence to substantiate the allegations against Michael Syperda, let alone beyond a reasonable doubt. After splitting from Syperda, Liz dealt with some serious threats. He kept calling her and insulting her. The last call went down at 10:50 p.m. on July 16, 2000, right before Jody left Liz snoozing solo on her couch. Before that, Syperda had gone so far as to threaten Liz and her family's lives. When she defied his wishes and returned to California for her brother's graduation, he unleashed a threatening phone call. "I'll kill you for this," he said. After Jody's return to her apartment at 4 a.m. on July 17, 2000, she discovered most of Liz's belongings, including her purse and personal items. Liz never collected her last paycheck from her employer. Furthermore, despite being close to them, she failed to contact her mother or any other family member after July 17th. She vanished without a trace. Michael Syperda's first wife, Sally Crill, testified in court that Liz rarely pitched in with the children, despite serving as their nanny. Liz spent the time drinking, she revealed. Liz began babysitting their 2 kids at 13, stated Liz's mother, Donna Forshee. She then started spending nights at the Syperdas, which I didn't like. Liz's friend, Harper Tracy, shared with the court that she had seen bruises on Liz and heard Syperda threaten her when Liz walked out on him for the first time in 1998, even before Liz and Michael were married. In August 2018, Michael Syperda received a life sentence without the possibility of parole. He showed no emotion as the sentence was read. Staring at the ceiling and then at his adult children behind him, one of them left the courtroom in tears. When asked if he wished to comment, Syperda simply replied, "No, Your Honor." Judge Cruz stated that the punishment was fitting for the crime. Elizabeth Syperda would have experienced many things that make life so special. She may have gone to college. She would have celebrated many Christmases. She would have had times of joy, and like anyone else, she would have had times of sorrow. She may have found a career or careers. She may have had a family. In his 58-page conclusion, Judge Cruz remarked on Syperda, "His intent to kill was expressed many times before July 17, 2000, and did not arise suddenly or in the heat of passion, but from thought and planning by an enraged and obsessive person." During the sentencing hearing, Donna Forshee pleaded with Syperda to disclose where they could find her daughter. However, he remained silent. "I hope he lives in misery and pain for the rest of his life," she expressed. Liz's brother did not doubt that Syperda had groomed Liz as a young teenager and later murdered her. He issued a warning to other parents. Michael Syperda began grooming Liz as a 14-year-old girl under the pretense of babysitting. He controlled and manipulated her as a teenager, took her across the country, isolated her from family and friends, and had her lie to my mother about where they were going. Finally, while I was making this video, I felt pretty low and sad. A bunch of people let her down right from the beginning. No use blaming anyone now. She was just a kid, and now she's gone.